So in today's video, I'm gonna attempt to answer 3 questions that I have had myself. And those 3 questions are this: does love actually work? Is there really power in love? And does the world need love? Let's get into it. So recently I did a spoken word video, and in that video, I ended it like this. But I know that if I want to see more love and less hate, then I have to love first. Because at the end of the day, you can only control what you do. And I know love works. Feel free to check out that video up here, or wait till the end of this video and click on the link in the description. Now, the reason I ended it that way is because I had some real life examples that I believe proved what I said. But before we get into those examples, I first want to talk about what is love. What are you talking about when you say love? Well, first of all, there are 8 different types of love. Now, the first type of love is philia, which is an affectionate love that has nothing to do with romance or anything like that. And this love usually occurs between friends and family and people that you're familiar with. Then you have a pragma love, which is usually a love that is an enduring love, and it's enduring because it's a love that stands the test of time. And so a lot of older couples, a lot of older friends, that's the type of love that they're kind of sharing in their relationship. Then you have a storge love, which is a natural, instinctive type of love, such as a love that a mother has for their child and, the love that the child has for the mother, so on and so forth. Then you have the love that's portrayed in a lot of movies and things like that, which is eros love, which is romantic love. Then you have, I don't know if I'm saying this right, it's like a ludus love, L-U-D-U-S. And this type of love is more so playful, flirty type of love. Then you have mania love, which is an obsessive love, which is the type of love you don't want. It's the crazy type of love. Then you have philatia. I like saying that because it sounds like some kind of fish and it makes me hungry. Philatia, like tilapia or something like that. This is self-love, the type of love everybody likes to talk about because, of course, you're doing things for yourself, you're taking care of yourself, you're doing things that make you happy, and that's self-love. Philatia. But none of those loves are the type of loves that I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is agape love, which is a selfless love. This type of love is usually based in empathy. Some examples could be you donating to a charity, or you giving money to the poor, helping an old lady across the street. They can even be extreme examples like a soldier jumping on a grenade so that other soldiers can survive. And even from a religious perspective, it could be, Jesus dying on the cross. So this is the type of love where you simply do things for others. So now that you guys know exactly what I mean when I say love, let's get into the examples. The first one is an obvious one. That's why we're going to do it first. And it is Martin Luther King Jr. I mean, this dude completely changed race relations within the US. And he did it with a message of nonviolence, justice, love, peace, all those things. All those things were kind of based in an agape type of love. I mean, I've seen this dude swung on, hit, spit on, called names.
Oh, I've been hit so many times, I'm immune to it.
Yet he still promoted this message of like, I just want us to be one nation, and I want people to be judged by the content of their character, not by the color of their skin. Now, this is not to say that this is a naive train of thought of like, if everybody just loves everybody, then all hatred will end. I mean, that's never gonna happen. But the fact that he was able to take this stance that was based on, and the foundation included agape love, and change the world for better. I mean, we've literally see his dream become a reality. So number 2, and I'm probably gonna mess this name up, is Kenon, Lowe. Now, I really didn't want to include this at first because I tried not to include these kind of random acts that kind of only affected certain people, but this just kind of shows you how sometimes an approach of just like caring about somebody can work. So Kenon's a coach at this high school in Portland, Oregon, and what happened one day is the student walked into the school armed with a weapon, basically ready to take some kids out. Kenon was able to talk to the dude and, ultimately take control of the firearm. And he did it by caring about the dude. And even the headline says that, Kenon Lowe disarms school shooter with a hug, because that's what he did. He just started hugging the dude. In any other circumstance, in most circumstances, I don't think this would work. So again, not trying to be naive about it, but that's the route he chose to take instead of a different route, and he was able to save people. I'm just saying, take it how you want to take it. It happened. So in the 1980s, AIDS was like this crazy epidemic and everybody was scared of it. Everybody didn't really know about it. You were like someone with leprosy. No one wanted to touch you, deal with you, anything. And that was despite any information that medical professionals were putting out. So you can imagine people were probably arguing back and forth about this thing, but ultimately society was just like, nah, fam, you got that, you stay over there. We're not trying to deal with you. So in 1987, Princess Diana, I think it was a hospital in London. She met a patient. She takes her gloves off. She shakes this patient's hands, literally changes the conversation around AIDS. And when I think about that, you think about all these people who are like butting heads and arguing, and I got these statistics, and well, this is how I feel, and this is my experience, and all these different things. And it took one act of kindness for people to go, oh. Now, number 4, this is actually my favorite example. It's an example that basically started this video. When I saw this years ago, it really affected me and made me think. So there's a guy named Gary Ridgway. If you don't know who that is, he is a serial killer. Killed a lot of people in the 80s and 90s, almost up until like the 2000s. I believe the total number of people he killed is 49. At least that's the confirmed number. But he actually admitted to and confessed to killing 71 people. This dude is nuts. So they had this trial, and there was an opportunity for victims to make impact statements.
I wish for him to have a long, suffering, cruel death.
He's gonna go to hell, and that's where he belongs.
And so people are just coming at him, calling him all types of names, telling him that he can go to hell, that he deserves to die. But the whole time people are saying like all these things, this dude is stone-faced. He's like not affected, he's not phased, he doesn't care. And then this man named Robert Rule steps up, and basically Gary Ridgway killed his daughter, and he gives this speech.
Mr. Ridgway, there are people here that hate you. I'm not one of them. You've made it difficult to live up to what I believe, and that is what God says to do, and that's to forgive. You are forgiven, sir.
The whole time, this dude is like unaffected by the things that people are saying. These people that hate him, and this one dude is like, I'm gonna show you a little grace and tell you, I forgive you. Now, I'm not there. I'm not that type of person. I don't know if I could be able to do that. You know, much respect to Robert Rule for being able to do that. But again, that's an example of how powerful love can be, because he got nothing out of that. He didn't have to tell the dude that. He could have forgave him, but never told him. But he gave the dude something. And I think that it affected him a certain way. All right, and my last example is, this is actually one of my favorites too. I saved my 2 favorites for last. And this is a man named Daryl Davis. So Daryl Davis is a musician who at one point in his life, he was very curious about why a certain group of people didn't like Black people, basically. And so because he was curious and because he wanted to know and he wanted to understand, he would meet up with these people that were part of the Klan, and he would ask questions, and he would just hang out and try to figure out, you know, who they were. He was on Joe Rogan's podcast and he talks about it. He also has a TED Talk where he talks about it. My advice is to go watch him, because his story is absolutely amazing. But ultimately what he ends up doing is getting over 200 or around 200 people to leave the Klan by befriending them. Literally, and he talks about it, that people would be a part of this thing, and he would start off like asking them questions and getting to know them, and they would just treat him horribly, and he would keep coming around, and people grew to just like him. You know, now he was like friends with these people and they just couldn't be a part of this group anymore. And he even gets to the point, and he talks about this too, where he's able to have empathy for these folks. And because he was able to be empathetic and try to understand who they are, through that, they changed. He was able to change people. And we live in a world where we argue, we debate, we think that people think the wrong things and think the wrong way, and we think the world needs to be this way or that way. And we try to force our opinions on others, where if you would just understand people and show people a little love, you might be a little more effective in your approach. Daryl Davis shows us proof. So yeah, I don't want to make this video a super long video, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys where my mind is at and share some information with you. And I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Please let me know what you think about everything I've said in this video. And I would like to leave you with this. Civil discourse is important, but also try to have a little understanding, try to have a little empathy, try to show a little agape love, and you might find yourself being a lot more effective than what you've been doing before. Just saying. That's it for this video. I'm out of here. I'm done. It's been a while since I made a video, so this felt weird, but I did it, and I'll be back with more. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like if you got something out of this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. It's your boy Kenon. Peace.